Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today we have a nice interview with an exploiter, one that got banned after 2 days playing Guild Wars 2. And let me just talk about exploiting. Exploiting is making full use of and benefit from a resource. 500 companies spranging up to exploit this new technology. Springing. Sorry, I stutter a bit. And another one is use. A situation or person in an unfair or selfish way. The company was exploiting a legal loophole. So this is what we're talking about when we talk about exploiting. Well, let me start off with the person I'm going to be interviewing, which is myself. I am one of 4,000 people who got banned, and 1,000 of those got a 72-hour ban, and 3,000 of those got a permanent ban. Now, they have since then said we can appeal it, blah, 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 which is good. But my problem is it's not that, we should be appealing it or anyone should get banned. It's what the company did was purely unfair to begin with. And now I was siding with them a bit at first. I was like, well, some of us were idiots and using it as a bug. At first, I actually wasn't even paying attention. Some guys like, the Karma weapons and Norm were on sale. Went there, bought a bunch, and I started to salvage them and stuff like that. Let me give you an idea of how much I know about this game. Next to nothing. I'm level 40. Some people may say that's high, some people say that's low, with level 20 gear. Yes, some of my gear is even level 15. I am no way good at this game, don't even understand most of the stuff. I've played so many games over the years. Back in 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I guess, there was games like Endless Ages and Neocron. They were FPS shooters as MMORPGs. Exploiting was actually part of the gameplay. Not saying that the developers intended it from day one, but it had ended up being that way where they left it alone. I mean, doing little loopholes like getting behind a wall and having a mob stuck there and just sitting there and he can't do anything and he's just, going crazy and you killing it. Things like that. That happens even now in World of Warcraft. For example, the developers never intended a hunter to jump off one ledge downwards, have the target run all the way back and have him nail it back, and then the hunter just go all the way and slow it down, run all the way back up there, maybe even leap over a ledge and do it over again. That wasn't intended. Does Blizzard ban people for that? No. Do I like Blizzard? No. So just want to let you know there. I like ArenaNet 100 times more than I do like Blizzard. But their decision in this case was disgusting. So what happened was these items were on sale. I bought them and I got permanently banned. I bought, I'm going to say it, I bought over 400. What the fuck, Kane? What were you doing with 400? Honestly, I was just salvaging them for an achievement. There's a monthly achievement you can get. That's it. Apparently, salvaging is so common. People get it on their first couple days. I just did it there because I was selling everything. I was just vendoring everything. I didn't even know salvaging was part of the game. Like, people are like, you're supposed to salvage some items. Like, I guess your blues and stuff, you can vendor them, but your whites and stuff, you're supposed to salvage it, and there's some items that you salvage all the time, and that's part of the gameplay. Apparently, Guild Wars, salvaging was the biggest thing that everyone did. So, okay, cool, whatever. So I did the salvaging, and that was it. I actually deleted most of my salvaging crap because it was just filled my inventory. I got nothing special out of it. It was just crap to me. Then apparently people were using it to forge. Apparently there's this forging thing or something like that, Mystic Forge or something, where you can combine items and more items, and they said you can make level 80 items out of it. I don't know if that's true, whatever. It sounded neat. Of course, I didn't do that, and I'm just saying, to me, it sounds like those people who did it for that would be the really bad, nasty people. The people who just did it like me, who were just buying them. I could practically buy and delete them. I would have been gotten permanently banned if you hit a certain number. Yes, that's how it works. So how did I know that they're not supposed to be that high in price? I mean, I didn't actually go around checking all the vendors. I had no clue. A day ago or half a day ago, somebody was saying the other vendors were like 1,000, and now they're like a ridiculous 10,000 or something for the first tier ones. People were shocked and upset by that. Were the people who bought them at 1K banned? Don't think so. Then there was another exploit where a famous I don't know if I should say famous. I think he's a dipshit. But anyways, his name is Kripparrian, whatever. He got banned for exploiting pepper poppers. What he did was he bought the mats with Karma, he crafted them, and he just vendored them. But with this vendoring of him doing this in a loop, they were getting, I don't know how much gold he got out of it, but I've heard people getting hundreds of gold. I don't know if it's true, one guy getting over 500 gold. These people, some of them got rolled back, none of them got banned for actually doing it, and only he got banned and then permanently banned later on because I guess he was making a big stink and he was doing all these things. He was telling everyone to charge back ArenaNet. He was being a dipshit. I mean, somebody like that, oops, oh, look at that, didn't even bounce that till now. He was being a dipshit. I mean, he deserved a punch in the face, clearly. But other people got to keep their items. Like, think about how much gold that was. If I had 500 gold or 100 gold, you have to put a conversion, because it's 37 silver, or at the time, to 100 gems. You can do the math. That's a lot of gems you can buy and use to buy extra character slots, digital deluxe, bank slots. Oh my god, I would die for that. In fact, I would have put every penny right into the gems instantly and bought all that just to have all those upgrades. What should have happened there? Every person who exploited that in large numbers should have had the coins rolled back, and it's simple as that. I mean, those people don't deserve those coins. A lot of people would get mad, but hey, they would say, you know what, it was a bug that you guys found later on. Whether you were using it on purpose or not, that's up to you. We're just letting you know this is a bug and we apologize. You know what? They got slapped in the face and lost a bit of karma, right? You know, it happens, whatever. With the weapon exploit, I'm saying exploit, not exploit, it's a bug, I'm sorry. You know, people, it says unfair or selfish way, you know, for personal gain, basically, or it doesn't even say personal gain, it's like more like, well, it says in person, but they didn't exploit it. They didn't use some kind of, you know, loophole or anything to get around the vendor to get them at that price. They literally went to the corner store to the hot dog vendor and said, "Can I have a hot dog?" And he's like, "That'll be 20 cents, please." Okay. I could have asked the vendor, "Wow, that was a really good deal. Is this a limited time deal?" "I'm sorry, the sale is now over. It's now, you know, 20 bucks. I'm sorry. So, like, is it our job to email them in support and ask every time we buy something if this is their pricing? Because if they have so-called 1 million players, they said 1 million pre-orders as far as I know, do they want all million of us to email them 100 times a day to every vendor to make sure the price is right? I'm just saying, you know, they handled that poorly. What they should have done, again, was roll back the fucking items, taken their karma away. I don't care. But to permanently ban 3,000 people and then change your decision, of course, because you were beyond out of control, everyone was just pissed off with you, is just beyond ridiculous. I mean, I can't even fathom somebody getting banned. You know, this Kripparrian guy, he got banned for advertising it to 5,000 people, and I don't even think that was really why they banned him. Probably in the company-wise, the guy was a smartass. He was ridiculous, and then he started telling people to charge back. He's going to charge back. I can't even believe he's playing Guild Wars at the moment of recording this. This guy should be shoved in a friggin', I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't like that guy. And if he watches this, well, I'm sorry. I hate your guts, but he's a bit of a douchebag. And, you know, that's not what I'm here. I love this company, but their move on this situation was poor. I'm afraid, to be honest. I don't want to be playing this game for 2 years and buy something, you know, because I thought it was on sale or something new, an expansion comes out, whatever, and I don't know everything. I'm going to get permanently banned for doing something like buying a bunch of items? Like, literally? Really? That should never happen in any game. I mean, if I were to, say, take the vendor and find a way, I don't know, it'd have to be an exploit. So if you take the vendor and somehow you were able to, I don't know, drag him off an edge of a cliff. He falls down, takes damage, and somehow his items start glitching out, and you can buy them for free or whatever. That would sound like an exploit. I mean, you're trying to find a loophole to do it, but we just bought items. We did not do anything like that. Like, oh my god, how is that a fucking exploit? That's, I mean, some people don't even call that a bug. I call it a bug. I don't even know what the terminology for a bug is. In my sense of view, if it's something the company doesn't want, I consider it a bit of a bug. But most people we're actually talking to were saying this is not even a bug. I mean, this is just, they made a mistake and a typo, whatever. I mean, how the fuck is that a bug? And I'm like, well, and the guy's like, well, if it's not a programmer error, it's just a typo, I mean, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. I'm going to call it a bug. I'm going to give them that benefit of the doubt, but most people didn't know it was a bug. And even that, I mean, it's one of those situations. You guys are ready for this? You ready for this? You take advantage of all bugs in this game. Why? Because if you didn't buy more than 8 or 10 of them, you did not get banned. Not only that, you got to keep your weapons, you got to Mystic Forge it or whatever you call it. Whatever you did, you get to keep it. So if you got 8,000 karma, or no, isn't it worth 30k? So these guys have, let's say they got about 10 items and didn't get banned. They have about 300,000 karma worth of yellow items that are level 60, I guess, or whatever it was, sitting in their bags, and they're not getting banned. They're not getting the items removed from their inventory. They're not getting a reset, a rollback, nothing. I'm not saying those people should be banned. I'm just saying they didn't get banned. So these guys got away with 300,000 karma worth of items, and they get to, they're free. They got rewarded for it, guys. Yes, that's right. They got rewarded. So you're not seeing the full picture here. The people who got banned and permanently banned, and somebody says the 72-hour bans, they have to delete their items. If the permanently banned guys come back, they have to delete their items. That's what they're saying in the ticket. They got to swear, you know, to ArenaNet basically that they're going to delete their items. The people who got 72-hour ban, I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, you're going to get unbanned, you're going to play. I don't think they got an email or it says anything special like you must delete your items, blah, blah, blah. The people who didn't get banned, period, they get all those items free. They did the Mystic Forging, whatever, all that's free. So now we have people already breaking the economy with over 300,000 karma worth of weapons and items and stuff. And I'm sure people are going to trick the system who are going to get unbanned. They said we deleted everything, and they're going to be like, you know, they'll have a stash somewhere. If they're not doing a rollback on those characters, period, something's going around on the back end of things. It sounds like ArenaNet was not ready to release this game if they were able to easily roll that back, and that's what they should have done. I'm not sure what to say, guys. I mean, they have the logs. They can tell you exactly how many you bought. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what's in their minds right now. But as a player, I was beyond disgusted. And it just shows them. Once they have your money and you're not paying monthly, they don't mind getting rid of you in a heartbeat, which is kind of frightening. Like I said, I could put years of work in this and I can lose things. And people are like, that's why you have backups. I'm like, what? And people are like explaining how a lot of people have multiple accounts because if their main one gets banned, they can have their stuff on their other account. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, this is what they did in Guild Wars 1. And I'm like, okay. So I'm a little confused on that one. That's kind of frightening. Somebody's joking around. He said, oh, you need a backup. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I forgot to run my cron job last night. But that's a bit frightening that would happen. So I'm not sure what to say anymore, guys. I mean, it sounds like there's some major issues going on, and ArenaNet needs to look into it. Honestly, those people shouldn't have been banned in the first place. They should be, in fact, apologized to. I don't give a shit to myself. I'm just saying those people deserve some respect. They need to make better and clearer rules. They don't ban people for their fucked up, you know, oh, I'm an idiot, I didn't friggin', you know, I made a typo. To be honest, I said this, and people laughed at me when I said this. Who got fired? And they're like, fired? You realize the developer's more important than you. But wait, I'm a customer. And people are like, this is not retail, you know. I'm like, well, it should be retail. I mean, and they said, oh, the developers in are irreplaceable. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, some guy made a typo. He did a big screw up. That guy should have the whip brought on him. I mean, if that's how they're treating us, if they're gonna permanently ban, that's their intent at first, permanently banning 3,000 customers. So what is that in $60? Like $150,000 or $180,000? $180,000. So they're willing to throw that out the door, and of course they're stealing it at that point, over a typo. What happened to that employee who screwed up? I mean, come on, that's not and people make mistakes. I don't think anything should happen, but I mean, if they're banning us, they probably murdered the poor fucker, because that's the way it sounds like they handled this, right? I mean, if they're banning us, what would they do to the guy who actually made the screw up? It's just I feel like everything went out of control. I really wish things didn't go as badly out of control. Remember those pepper popper guys? Think about all that gold that's leaking into the economy. Think about all the people who got to keep all these karma items. They fucked up big. You know what? They permanently banned people, and of course they can appeal it now and stuff. But the people who got banned and who have to delete their items, they're actually doing less to the game than the people who got to keep their items. I'm just letting you guys know that the people who got to keep their items and only slightly so-called exploited it are the winners. So the case is, if you find an exploit in this game, don't overly abuse it. Just help yourself to a few items. And yeah, just walk away. And I was being serious at first. I really did not know this was an exploit or even bad. I wasn't thinking like, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I mean, most of the karma items I see is like 20, 30. I mean, most of it was food stuff, but I didn't really understand this whole, cultural weapons and stuff like that. I've played on a few other games, and there's like race items and stuff that are a fraction of the price of, an actual item. And there's items that are like temporary items and don't do as much damage. And I don't even know what these did in damage, what their stats were. I just saw cheap items, and I thought, well, I'll just work on my achievement. I didn't even give a shit about the weapon. And it's just, I think it's ridiculous. And by the way, I did report it. After I talked to a few people on IRC, they said it's definitely a bug. You better report it in-game. They told me how to do it. You hit escape, and there's a thing there. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was trying to look for bug report earlier that day. I could only find the report button, and you can't even put information in it. You just right-click and report, and that's it. But I was glad I found that. But, yeah, apparently I'm a big douchebag for being a massive exploiter, and this is what you have to kind of worry about in Guild Wars. So I don't know what the company is going to say. I don't know if they're just going to brush this over and look the other way, which I feel they may, but I really hope people stand up for themselves and talk about this and tell their friends and stuff. And it's not like we're trying to go for blood here. We want something done. You've already banned these guys, unban them, whatever, move on. It's not a big deal now. Most of these 72-hour bans are going to be like 2 days left, and their support system, the way it's working now, I mean, people have been locked out of their accounts for like a week. But I think we need to, keep up on it, and we need to show that we're actually human beings, and we're customers, and you can't treat us like garbage. We're not going to take it anymore. I mean, this is, this is showing what society is going to evolve to, or already has. I mean, the internet is an example of what's happening in real life. Well, the internet is real life, but you get what I mean. You see bad things on the internet. In real life, those bad things are starting to show up on it. It's almost like the internet's a flash in the future, and what's happening in real life is kind of like almost an imprint. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you've seen like a game like Second Life and see what people do if they, had no rules almost, it's pretty scary. And when you look outside your door and almost say, wow, that's pretty scary, you're starting to see some similarities of how things are, being, it just angers me. I mean, this could go on forever. I could talk about this for a lifetime, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'm going to shut up. I'm just saying, guys, you got to stand up for yourselves. Don't AssKiss is a great company. I like them. They seem to work hard and do things well, but sometimes companies make mistakes. We need to help them, show them their mistakes, and to make sure things like this doesn't happen again. I mean, we're not going to let people get away from actual exploiting, and we're not going to let people get away from abusing a bug even if they don't know it. I'm not saying we should ban them, just saying we should roll them back and, fix it and apologize, saying, we made a big screw up, we had to do a rollback, etc. Don't go around and fuck everyone over because you guys made a bug. Just remember that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you actually got to this part, wow. This is probably an achievement because I just rambled on and on and on and on. Oh, and by the way, if you think that's looping or whatever, this is actually live from the industrial server. This is my solar panel factory made by Bearju on the server. This is actually running through. These items aren't bouncing back and forth in a random loop. This is actually being created live from the amount of UU matter I have and all the solar panels I have. But anyways, and of course it's making more solar panels, so how badass is that? But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.